Hi everyone, I'm Immortals CEO Noah Whinston. I wanted to take some time today to talk about the current state of the Immortals Counter-Strike roster and how we got there, as well as give you a path forward for our involvement in the game and how we'll be planning to stay involved in Counter-Strike Global Offensive in the future. First, it's no secret to anyone that follows CSGO that our roster has been undergoing some difficulties over the last few months. After we removed KNG, Henny, and Lucas from the team, we've been experimenting with a few different players, trying to build a roster with the necessary skill, chemistry, dedication, and teamwork to compete on the international stage once more. Unfortunately, we haven't really found that combination. Sometimes the players we chose took longer to mesh together. Sometimes visa and immigration statuses got in our way. But ultimately, we reached a point where we weren't fully confident in the current state of the Immortals Counter-Strike roster. That was kind of when two opportunities for two of our players popped up. Steel and Bolts have been two of the hardest working, most loyal, and most dedicated players any organization could ask for. They've each spent a ton of time within the Immortals family, and we're incredibly grateful to them for all the hard work and all the hours that they've poured into their craft to make their team and their organization proud. I couldn't ask for two better players, and so when these two players received opportunities to play elsewhere that they would be happy to take, I wanted to make sure that they were enabled to take those opportunities. That's why in the last few weeks we transferred Steel to Team Liquid and Bolts to SK Gaming as ways to make sure that these players had the ability to grow, to continue to perform at the top of their craft, and to experience playing with new teammates or old ones in the case of Bolts. We're really happy for both of these players that they had the opportunities, not just to come here in the first place and represent Immortals well, but also to move on to other teams and to continue to perform at a top international level. For both of them, we wish nothing but the best. Hopefully our paths will cross again in the future, but no matter what, they'll always be members of the Immortals family. That kind of leaves us in a bit of a puzzle for what to do with the rest of our current roster. Some of our players are undergoing visa issues, others are skilled but still very raw, new to the game, without as much experience as Steel and Bolts have on the international level. Fortunately, the Counter-Strike calendar gives us some time to figure out what we want to do. Because of the upcoming Boston Major, most of December and January will not contain tournaments that the Immortals Counter-Strike team needs to play in. We have lots of players under contract that have a lot of talent, but don't necessarily have the experience to get to the top of the world on their own. We are going to use this time over the next few months to evaluate our position in Counter-Strike, evaluate all of the opportunities that lie out there, and make a reasoned, patient, and calculated decision about the path that we want to take forward. Thank you for all of the fans that have stuck with us thus far. We couldn't do this without your support. And I promise that we'll be exiting the other side of this Boston Major swing with some concrete plans about how we can get Immortals Counter-Strike back on top. We've come a long way together already, from the upstart second best Brazilian team to major finalists. And I think there's still a long way to go in order to kind of cement the position that we think we deserve on top of the Counter-Strike scene. It's not going to be easy, it's going to take a lot of hard work, and there's no guarantee that it'll all pan out. But it's not about the end result, it's about the journey to get there. And so thanks to all of you for sticking along with us on our journey thus far. We'll be sure to keep you updated as any news or any plans become solidified. And if you want to stay up to date for all the most recent announcements, you should follow us on all of our social channels. We'll make sure that everything gets out there. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments, and I'll get to as many as I can.